Alright, well, we're back again, and I've got something a bit unique this time. We're doing a custom dungeon. Daki, one of our developers, who decided to start working on it. This is actually a dungeon that's been around for a while that we've had. It was originally built in Nogget by Game Master, and then I edited it a little bit and decided it was not really a map that I wanted to use. And so I left it on the back burner for a while and kind of tweaked it for a while. And I basically just ditched it after some time. And it wasn't until someone said, "Hey, you know, I've been working on this map and creating a dungeon out of it. Do you want it?" That, you know, the rest of the development team started to jump in and fix things related to the map and things like that. It's not perfect, but it's got what would you say? It's got some cool features to it, I guess. It's got a nice feel to it. So we're gonna do this. It's a level 60 dungeon. It's with 5 players, and we're of course going to be doing this with our bots today. So it is not yet implemented in the open world. We do have plans for it, but I don't know when we'll be getting to that. So anyway, and I did recently finish the Tier 3 set for Ret Paladins. So I'm going to get my guys to move around, so you'll get to see an early preview of that. But yeah, new dungeon. We're going to be tying it into the Emerald Dream for part of the attunement. And at the moment it's tuned for like BWL type gear, maybe. But everything in here has a crap ton of health. Like this trash, this guy right here, he's just trash, and he has 166,000 health. So this is a long dungeon. It's a harder dungeon. Daki didn't really pull any punches with this one. I think it turned out fantastic as a result. I think sometimes people attempt to develop things with bots in mind, and it ends up being easier as a result. But yeah, I think with this one he just genuinely wanted to create a good experience for a group of 5 players, and that's what you get, you know. Definitely challenging. I will probably steamroll it through a lot of the content. Maybe, well, not steamroll is a bad descriptor of what's going to be happening, but I'll be having an easier time with this dungeon as a result of being a bit over-geared for it. So that said, the first time I ran this dungeon I died a lot, so even with my increased gear. I gotta pull these guys back. Everything in here cleaves, or does some form of AoE. So it's usually a good idea to just stick behind trash, but he also did a really good job with the pathing. There's probably only 1 or 2 things I would change. Not change, but add on to. And he even did voice acting for it, which is nice. So But yeah, if you do this at appropriate eye level, you will definitely struggle for a while as you learn the new mechanics. And again, it was intended to be a bit longer of a dungeon, which is why everything's so chonky, but I think it's nice to just have something hard that I didn't make for once. I didn't have my sound on the first time I went through this, by the way. Let's see, hold on. Just want to make sure I'm not blasting everyone's ears. Sorry. Alright. So yeah, this place is set in a little bit of a valley. Probably going to be placing it outside of... in Ashenvale, somewhere over here. Might even do a mini event where some furbolgs come raid. You know, either Splinter Tree Post or Astronar or whatever. Now this this river you can jump, but there's piranhas waiting, so I don't recommend it. It's better to go around. You'll miss a boss anyway, so... Yeah, lots of interrupts needed for this dungeon. He put in a lot of casts, primarily because bots just make interrupts so easy. So it's nice to have something to actually interrupt for once. At the moment, a majority of it is scripted in Lua or C, not C++, sorry, SQL, but I do plan on converting some things to C. Just because I'd like things to work a bit more smoothly on certain parts of certain fights, but yeah. I should have brought, like, something to eat. Oh, right, I have challenge mode reward. I forgot about that. But this is one of the few places where I actually have to worry about mana. I usually don't have to worry about mana in normal dungeons. And as of right now, there's no challenges tied to the dungeon, so I don't have any rewards associated with it. I might just keep it that way, to be honest. But yeah, in terms of feel for the actual dungeon, it's definitely got that early WoW development feel when they didn't quite know what they were doing. And like I said, we're still figuring things out with dungeon design and whatnot too. There are people that you can pay to design, you know, the map of a dungeon for you but I find them to be extremely expensive most of the time. There's one guy though who was doing like $25 per ADT, which is not bad. That's actually a pretty good deal. But there's other guys I've seen do stuff for upwards of like $300 per ADT, so it just really depends on like how well known the person is or what have you. And I really like that he did add some patrols. Makes you have to think about where you're pulling. And there certainly is a lot of trash, so... Plus he has some greens that he added, which I think was a really good addition, so... You can get a sword, you can get a belt, and I'm trying to remember, I think there's something else, but... It's just nice to actually do content that I didn't script out for once. It's kind of fun. It also lets me kind of give feedback or think about things in a way that's more reminiscent of someone who hasn't really done this before, so I feel like that's pretty useful to know kind of what people might struggle with or whatever. We probably need to add some looping music. I swear there was music to begin with, but... I totally missed that interrupt. But yeah, I feel like a lot of thought went into this. So it's good. It's also motivating me to do a bit more custom dungeon work going forward as well. There is a boss that patrols. So yeah, new set bonus for Redemption. Critical strikes heal you and your party members for 15% of the damage dealt. Restores 5% of the damage dealt as mana. It increases their haste by 25 for 8 seconds. Crusader Strike now deals additional shadow damage equal to 30% of the damage dealt. Shadow damage ignores enemy resistances. Avenging Wrath allows you to use Hammer of Wrath for the duration of the effect, and then Hammer of Wrath deals 12% more damage and is guaranteed to be a critical strike. So... lots of Hammer of Wrath and Crusader Strike synergy for this set. I did get done with the Prot set as well. And I've reworked quite a few of the sets in TBC because honestly they're boring. But one of the systems that we're going to be going for in TBC is basically a system that lets you pick and choose set bonuses, more or less. But they'll be basically enchantments. I always thought it would be kind of cool to be able to choose your set bonuses. Granted, tier gear will still have its own set bonuses, but you can essentially add more set bonuses on top of that. And if I do end up allowing you to pick 2 set bonuses, I'll probably lump things into 2 groups, one being like support set bonuses, and then the other one being damage-based set bonuses, kind of like how they did in Legion. Otherwise people will just pick and choose the same ones over and over again, so... Nope, these are NPC bots. So not multi-boxing. They basically do their own thing. Scripted AI. Always gotta show off the new toys. Yeah, I have to have something to stream. I think it's fun. I think sometimes, yeah, I don't really let people get surprised by stuff because I'm streaming it, but still. Probably have the worst group for interrupts, to be honest. I've got a mage and a hunter, a priest. I guess, I mean, Death Knights aren't too bad at interrupts, but this looks new. Whose creation is this? So this is a combination of people, but Daki scripted it out, so I'm going to give him credit. And then it was a map created by Game Master at one point. I did edit the map, and then I kind of decided I wanted to ditch it. But Daki just came up one day and said, "Hey, I've been working on a dungeon for Ursa's Lair. Do you guys want it?" And we're like, "Sure, why not?" So we ended up starting doing some map work on it. So Belgarth did a lot of the map work. I did some of the small edits. But in terms of scripting, completely someone else for once, which is kind of nice. So this is a single-player repack, essentially, for people who want to play in small groups. It's got player bots, not player bots, sorry, NPC bots, who also do player-like actions. What else? But this is on a 3.3.5 client. So current focus is on vanilla though, although I've been dabbling some in TBC, just getting ready for that because we're getting closer to starting in TBC. Yeah, it's kind of fun. And this is the boss. Basically what I remember from the script is he has some stuff you want to interrupt. And my bots are interrupting again, so I'm also glad that he put in some voice acting. That's a really nice touch, so most people don't bother. I guess that's what happens when you actually are motivated and you're not burnt out. What is the progression like with player bots? Give them gear talents. So NPC bots basically choose their own talents. You get to choose their roles and specs, and then you can gear them up via gossip menu. And we've done a lot to make it easier. It's kind of a nice cloak. We're probably going to be upping the eye level on items, we'll see. So yeah, manage equipment, auto equip, and then you can choose. So made some add-ons to make showing their inventory a lot easier too. So oh, and Belgarth's working on the reagent bank UI. to make that prettier. To be fair, every boss I've done with you has voice line. That's true. I know, but I like to think that I put some effort into stuff. I mean, Valthorax doesn't really have voice lines. Smolder does? Hopefully. And yeah, Mr. Tree doesn't have voice lines. But I did do that for Ramstein. I didn't do that for the Beast. I don't know. I feel like I've gotten lazy, to be honest. Although, I feel like my fights have gotten a lot better too, though, in terms of scripting. So... honestly, the stuff that I've been wanting to focus on lately has more so been, like, spells and things like that. I don't mind doing encounters, but... I think my favorite things to script out are probably creatures and spells and cool set bonuses, but yeah, I don't like certain things like quests. Quests are no fun. Which is why Gilneas has been taking us forever. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can skip some of this trash, because there's a lot. See if I can do this without killing myself on some piranhas. And since I'm a paladin, I should be able to jump and make it okay. So I was lazy with the grass. Yeah, see, piranhas. It's got 1.9 million health. See if I can... oh, someone's gonna die. Came up on the land. Yep, we'll make it so that those can only swim, because that is, super sad. But that's what happens when you try to cheat your way. And I'm definitely not going to kill that, so let's see if I can just get out of here. I don't know if he'll reset, but... can I DI you? No, we're gonna die. Yeah, gotta make those swim only, man. They resetting? Or are they going after? They're going after my hunter. So sorry, my wife came and I left the room. What expansion have you installed up to? So we're up to Wrath of the Lich King. We have decatified zones. So yeah, but this is a Wrath of the Lich King client. Trying to die, sorry. Actually, let's do... yeah, anyway. Alright, so we'll try that again. Let's see... Land Piranhas, a bad C-tier horror movie? Yeah. Well, that'll teach them, right? Graphics look new, yeah, we spent a lot of time updating and upscaling and all that fun stuff. How grindy is it gearing yourself in bots? So I'll tell you what I tell everyone. Number one, you can cheat if you want to. There's built-in commands for that. The gear that you can cheat in is pretty basic though. So I'd say that the biggest pain points with gearing up bots is they initially don't come with any gear, which is fine. You can do a lot of content naked with them. Easier content, I should say. And but they're a lot easier to gear up after you have your first set of gear for them, because you can recycle gear. So unlike players where you can't give like a player a BOP piece of gear unless you master loot it to them, you can always give bots BOP gear. So if you have like 3 mages, you can always recycle gear to one of your mages, kind of thing. So it becomes easier over time, is what I would say. So it's just the initial gearing that sucks. But have you in the bots rated Ice Crown? So again, the focus of this repack is primarily vanilla at the moment. We have cleared Nax 40. You can see the live streams there, and I've done Nax 40 with 3 challenges. So Tyrannical, Decay, and something else. So yeah. But yeah, it's also super easy to make gold since all the loot and gold is being shunted to you as the player. We do have ways to curb that. So there's an option to nerf the amount of gold you get back from the auction house, so it takes a larger cut if you want that option. Still easy to make gold though, so and yes, I fixed the frost trap visual, so that's working now again. Probably been broken for like a year and a half. So now you get to be blind every time your bot uses Frost Trap. So the boss that was completely wiping me earlier is coming up pretty soon. This is also a very dangerous spot to pull. If you're not smart, if you just run in, you'll pull a bunch of bads. So these guys also have a pretty short aggro radius, so it's kind of nice. I'm pretty sure he did that because he doesn't want them to pull later on in the dungeon. There's certain areas. So let's just LOS right there. We'll pull. Let's see if my hunter can actually pull that one. Oh. Maybe. Yeah, doorways suck. Almost. Alright. Try this. Everyone's getting cleaved, my bad. That's what happens when you make your bots stand in front. Shouldn't you be healing yourself, bro? Oh, I guess my UI is just screwed up. Huh. So I did nerf Prismatic Guard a bit. Just by 5%, I think. No, maybe I didn't. I swear I did. Just felt like 30% is probably a little too much for damage reduction. Or mage. But yeah, I don't know if you're watching this holo, but Hunter bots are doing better damage. I mean, she is in tier 3 though, so she has those nice new tier 3 set bonuses. Can you use kill shot for the duration of rapid fire? It's good for us noobs, yeah. No, I think Prismatic Guard's a good racial. But I think the tooltip is wrong. Let's look real quick. Hold on. So, yeah, 24%, my bad. That's okay. See, and this is what happens if you actually would do your spell descriptions properly. You wouldn't have to worry about that. But yep. Yeah. Useful for fights in AQ for sure. I think it's funny that the pull command was spammable for a minute there. I saw some guy on YouTube spamming the pull command, just like auto-shooting everything to death with the hunter. It's like, whoops, I should have put in a cooldown. But yeah, I mean, like, this Chain Lightning hit me for 2k, so the spells in here are no joke. Sorry, I'm gonna reload my UI real quick. I don't know if this will be the final loading screen for this place, but okay. Yeah, lots of trash, man. I like it. It's reminiscent of, like, the harder TBC heroics. Or at least what I used to perceive was hard, but it's been a while since I've had a challenge, so it's kind of nice. And these totemics, they have a magma totem that does serious damage, so don't kill it quickly. Also put down an Earthbind, which is supremely annoying. In a good way. Full trash? No. I like lots of trash. I think it is fine to go slow and have a slow dungeon. It also makes the place feel lived in, like there's actually a stronghold here. So maybe I should add some rep or something that you could get. I don't know. Oh, yeah, didn't we talk about Timbermaw hold rep? I thought we did. You should totally make this give Timbermaw hold rep. And I need to increase the rewards for Timbermaw hold in that case. So there is a area trigger here, so if you try to climb up that, you'll be killed by Blizzard, basically. It's a simple but effective way to keep people from moving on to the next area before they kill, you know, certain bosses. But yeah, I thought it was good. And then these guys are just up on the wall doing whatever. Probably gotta clear the trash over here because I want more space for this guy. He has a lot of nasty AoE, but basically what I've learned from the fight is heal yourself when you can, and just always do damage because he takes like 400% increased damage at some point, so... that's probably fine. This is after you had him cut density down. Yeah, it definitely is dense. I will give you that. But like places like Blackrock Depths, I feel like are just awesome. And so this gives me kind of BRD vibes, but so Daki told me the key here is to not make your tank stack, so just have them stand still and eat whatever fire they end up in. I have no idea why the other bots are deciding to stack with me. It's kind of obnoxious, to be honest. I wish they would just... Anyway. This fight, there's something about this fight where they just want to stack with you. And I think it's because there's an AoE effect right here, but... What are you taking damage from? Supposed to do his event. Okay, there we go. 200% increased damage. And I died. Yeah, this is a hard fight. I just find it obnoxious that the bots move out at that point, but they decide to hang out here. So I think I need to move them to somewhere where they can actually spread out a bit more. I swear that flame ability, though, got cast on random party members. I'll have to look at that again. I wonder if there's like a meteor effect on one of the spells on accident, and that's why some of the bots are stacking. why LVUI is just messing up. Yeah, see? Why are you guys stacking? Okay, we're just gonna make you stand there, and you stand there. So maybe that's the key to the fight, is just getting bots to stand still somewhere. I do feel like there's some sort of meteor something on one of these spells that is causing them to stack. I don't know. Revenge of the Tree Boss is back to give you nightmares. Yeah, that's true. I like the flowers on the feet. Yeah. I really want him to go into his next phase, though. I may shorten that a bit, because this is a really long fight. I know one of my party members is dead, but still. Alright. Prismatic Guard here. Except I'm probably gonna die anyway, but... I think it's at this point that your ranged is just supposed to do damage, and then your melee just runs out and cries because they can't do damage here. I should have just bubbled, but... Hey Acrio, how you doing? Oh, looks like my priest is dead too. Alright. Give this a second go.
Shadow and flame take root. All life turns to dust.
So yeah, hard fight. I'm considering just leaving him as is, just to be obnoxious, but... I do feel that after a certain point... Maybe I'm just not doing mechanics right at all, but... But yeah, I'm gonna look at the spells, see what's causing bots to stack, and we'll go from there. Sorry, hold on. Didn't pull the Piranha, that's good. Slight HP nerf, yeah. Well, I think if you get to those phases where he takes increased damage more often, I think that would be better. But yeah, 1 million health for a five-man dungeon, I think is pretty funny. Alright, let's have you stand here. You can stand there. Nope. 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 Really? Alright, we're just gonna kill everyone real quick. I did this earlier, I promise.
All life turns to dust.
Okay, so priest there, mage there, hunter there. Dream Entombment, yeah.
There is only darkness and pain.
I don't know. Okay.
Sharp flesh.
And he does a cleave.
Sharp flesh. Shadows all take root.
Sorry. Just need a mute for a sec. Belgarth is lazy and slacking on map work. Yes, it's true. Yeah, mage just dying. That's great. So I did come in here with a Dark Ranger earlier. And I'm trying to remember what it is that had a meteor mechanic in here. I know he mentioned it at some point, so... Okay, that's... Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why my healer is struggling so much right now. Because they weren't before. I don't know if that Dark Flame goes on more than one target at a time. But if it does, it should probably go on one target because it hits like a truck. I really need to get my weak R's back up so I can know when I'm supposed to exorcism. Oh, goodbye, mage. Again. Man, that 11k crit's so good. So it does sound like we have music in the background in this place. Did you end up making music for this, Belgarth? I can't remember. Or maybe it's just ambience. Yeah, it sounds like ambience. So yeah, I think a slight nerf to Dark Flame stuff. Tortured Scream. And then increased phases for the 400% damage would be good. I'll probably do that on stream after this. Boom. Alright, so one thing though is that people will probably end up having more resistance than I do at the moment, so I did change how resistance is applied to items like tier sets. Now it's just randomized, so yeah. Slacking on map work. Let's see, just ambience, need to do music now that the map is mostly done. Love the bot dialogues, yeah, they're pretty good. Let's see, so let's look at this boss fight real quick. I'm gonna go into Ursa's Lair, Sagewood. He cleaves, which is kind of painful anyway, so Tortured Scream. It's a bit of a nerf. I feel like every 2 seconds is probably more appropriate for the damage. Spots a little bit more time to heal. Scorched Earth is probably fine. Let's see, so the phase where he takes increased damage. Combat. Check phase, health percent. What are your thresholds, dude? Thresholds. Okay, so start uproot phase. I'll look at this in a sec. Okay. I've got to track down when that phase happens, so. Sorry, one sec, trying to get. So yeah, split damage. I did adjust a couple things with Rat Pally 2, so they're not doing as insane of damage as they were before. They're still doing pretty good damage. But the Tier 2 set, for example, had way too much strength on it, so I shuffled some of that to stamina.
Enough! Your doom is here. The wind answers to me.
He's got a pretty big melee range. I like this fight too. This is a good fight. Only problem is bots want to go up the hill rather than somewhere reasonable to get out of the AoE. High ground, yeah. Must have learned from a certain Jedi. It's like the worst time to Avenging Wrath. Where do you guys go? Oh, you're dead. Ha! Hey, that's a nice staff. I think I need to fix the visual on it, though. Oh no, it works. Just kind of weak. So yeah, now the blizzard is gone. I never bring symbols with me, so... But yeah, before this map was just an open... I don't want to say mess, but mess. So we had to do something to make it more linear. Did lots of some things. It seems like to be a repeating motif with some of the maps that we work through, though, like Emerald Dream, super open, working on making that more linear. But that one's even more of a pain because it's much larger. Seeing how cool the new furbolgs are. Makes me want to expand their story. Not enough cool stuff with the bear people. Yeah. Well, we're getting more, so... And this is a WMO that you can find in Grizzly Hills. It just was never used for anything significant other than, like, a quest. So... quite a few private servers use it for custom dungeon content, but... almost feel like this place doesn't really need music, but... Belgarth, make some music. I think this WMO has music. And also, I don't know why my priest is so far away. Is she dead again? She is dead again. We did that without our priest the entire time? He's got talent for making his AI music, yeah. Well, AI has made things so much easier, too. Like, trying to get voice acting for any of this before AI was a thing, yeah. Good luck. Probably be more ambient music than a full score. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Something that we can loop. Alright, let me see. There's not many skips here. We're just gonna pull big and regret it afterwards. Killed my mage. Hey, how's it going, man? It's going pretty good. Just doing a new dungeon that will be released at some point. I really like it. I think it's fun. Pelgarth thinks it has too much trash. At the moment, it's a little bit too difficult, probably. Except some bosses. Some bosses are super easy. And those are the ones I'll probably add on to, but... let's see... I probably should have just gone around. Unless there's invisible walls up there too. Yeah, it's fun. Very simple layout, sort of. The art is nothing spectacular, but it's serviceable. Yeah, he's okay for rough story crap if you get it enough. Still needs a human touch, but definitely speeds stuff up. Yeah, no, I agree. But I'm talking about for things like voice acting. And like, yeah, if you can get a real voice actor, awesome, that's even better. But for most of us who are just doing, you know, free projects online for people and not charging money for it, you know. Also, I need to resurrect my mage still, but... Random side quest, sure, yeah. I think they're good for giving you an outline if you're just, like, starved for creativity. But... Alright, I'm gonna try skipping. Just wish LVUI wasn't broken, I don't know why it's breaking. Recruit more map editors if you want things pretty. Yeah. I think you've done a good job on Emerald Dream. You're getting a little bit lazy at the moment, but... I'm not a good map editor, I suck at art. Frankly. Could pay someone to do map stuff, but... I've done that before and it's expensive. I do all my creative thinking on long walks, yeah. I always find that I end up thinking a lot more clearly when I'm walking around or moving about. If I'm just like sitting there trying to be creative, it doesn't help so much, but for some reason, like movement in general just helps me think easier. So this guy, the Steelfang Guardian, will one-shot you. He's there to obviously gate content. So there's these 3 bosses. I don't know if you're supposed to kill them all at the same time, but I killed them all at the same time last time. I have to look at the scripts a little bit closer. Probably gonna accidentally pull him again, but... I think it's cool that he added proximity sound stuff too. I haven't really done a whole lot of that, but I know Luna has that built in, so it's kind of nice to use. But yeah, I'm trying to envision doing this dungeon with Tyrannical on. I don't think it would be a quick dungeon at all. pathing is a little screwed up on these because we need to pull maps again. I did adjust them, but it's whatever. I just hate doing extractions. I need to do more testing on this boss because it seems like this one doesn't move, but I haven't... Ooh, that really hurt. I don't know if that's... like, what happens if you move too far away, kind of thing. Okay. So obviously I'm doing something wrong. Or they need a nerf. So Hack Claw. No, which one's the one that's... I think it's Butcher. Butcher's the one that's going behind me. Yeah, so I just got, like, dicked for... yeah, killing spree. So I think I'm supposed to move out of the way or something. I don't know. Kind of curious on that one. Let's actually ask, because I want to know. I should just look at the script again, but... okay, I want to test something real quick. Yeah, so that's a problem. Them just standing there. It might be that my gear is also red. But let me... let's see. Yeah, I gotta figure that out too. So fix that. Otherwise the boss resets, and then you can cheese it. Okay. Sorry, I'm writing a couple notes. So, to do... killing spree. Then, figure out boss movement on Trick Totem. Because I get what he's going there for. Like, he just wants them to stand and cast and not necessarily follow where the player goes, but yeah, that's not working out so well. So, the easiest way to do that is definitely in C++. Why is my tank just doing whatever? So, you don't do the melee attack if ready function in C that way. But yeah, I mean that should be an easy fight to convert for the most part. So spell itself. So yeah, if it targets you more than once, then it might be overtuned. May need a nerf. I may have overlooked it. So the spell itself does not have anything I can do about it. And the spell editor array around it is to lower or increase boss damage multiplier in Kira. Being 1k when I first developed the fight, I do remember increasing his damage multiplier later on. Yeah, we'll look into it. Killing spree. Step through the shadows, an enemy within 10 yards attacking an enemy every 5 seconds with both weapons until 5 assaults are made. Yeah, that's... I mean... It's also like a level 80 ability. So, that's part of the issue. But yeah, didn't pull punches. Made it hard. I didn't die this much last time. Like it's always on stream that I die the most. Don't worry, I'm getting back into the swing of things. Dream is coming. You don't even do them anymore. I do. Yeah. I'm assuming you mean maps. It's true. I just hate map work. I'm just not a good artist. Like, I've tried. Maybe not very hard, but I've tried. I should just jump down, actually. We're gonna do that. So yeah, that guy, the big guy who one-shots your group if you don't kill a boss is moved over here. I just think that this is cleverly done, the way he scripted it out. Especially given the limitations that he had. Oh, extracts, map extractions. I know. But I feel like with map extractions, there's always something with the extractors that just is screwy. And I don't know why. Like, one of the things that gets screwed up when you extract maps, for example, is the Vault of Archivon. For some reason, half the map gets screwed up. Don't know why. But... man. So I do like this fight, this fairy fight. I would probably do something more environmental here. I kind of want to do mushrooms that you have to attack, otherwise they explode and cause lots of damage. I think that would be fun. But I feel like this area is just too much to pass up to have nothing happen environmentally. Have a good night, Acrio. Acrio. Let's see. So no, we fixed that with a clean client. Did we? Did we though? I mean, I know I fixed it at one point by shenanigans, but I don't remember. Anyway, map extracting should not be that variable. Like, it should always just be the same regardless of who's extracting. Then again, we were using different clients at one point. But, I mean, we had the same mega patch, which has, like, everything in it. So, I don't know. So again, I guess the mechanic for this fight is break the absorb shield before he gets the cast off. I'd like to see him do it maybe one more time. But yeah, I'll take a look at the scripts tonight. I do have to finish importing Thanatos' stuff for Gilneas. But yeah, it should be good. Let's see if he actually even does. There we go. Yep. So it was fixed last time I did maps, said they were the best maps ever. Yeah, they were. But other than the Stormwind WMO holes. So I did point those out to Open Azeroth recently, and they fixed them, so yeah. Not the random ones that you occasionally see when you go into the bank or whatever, but I think that's unrelated. Might have something to do with portals, I don't know, but... yeah, does level spell matter in DPS because there's nothing to spell, so... I don't know, I'd have to look. So I don't think I got loot off that guy. My bad. Got too much crap in my bags as always. Let's see. Oh, go away. Elite. Yeah, so that's a good helmet. Oh my heck. Bot auto loots, man. Here, you guys take care of that one. Oh yeah, spread. We all got cleaved again. Yeah, I mean, I do think that some things are a little bit overtuned, but I'm okay with some of those things. What am I in? Okay. So Belgarth at the moment is working on an outline or quests for tying this into the Emerald Dream and doing the attunement. I think it's going to be good. So I think this was a really cool addition as well. Basically the incarnation of Ursoc.
The wilds tremble before my fury!
So I'm not sure if that was intentional for individual mobs to start coming out one by one, but if it was intentional, I think it's a good addition. Actually, I think what's happening is I got put into combat with everything, and my bots are now interrupting them and they're coming over, so... But it happened last time too, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm probably gonna have him move forward once the green things are done. Because at the moment, once the green things are no longer being cast on him, or all the dwellers are dead, he just stays where he's at, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think it would be good to do that. I do think that he's also a little too easy for the fight that he's supposed to be. I didn't notice any interesting mechanics, and at least in stuff that I had to deal with as DPS. Maybe it's mostly a tank fight, but...
You should have fled. I'll feed your
Again, great job with the dialogue. So I think he randomly charges a player. Might be good to also get him to target bots. And then he enrages after a certain point as well and takes reduced damage. And then, yeah, the bosses also have a chance to drop some epic item level 77 loot as well. So, but even the blues are pretty good. And he did use an item level calculator for this, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, that's really the instance. I think it's, I like it. I really enjoyed it. I was super hyped to do it the first time I did it, and it was actually fun trying to figure out what the mechanics were for stuff. There's really not much that needs to be changed, just a couple of small things here and there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Wow. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys on the other side of Azeroth.